Jamaica, make we do the right thing. Make we live good today for a better tomorrow. Talk it out. Don't fight it out. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
6:30.
Stona, the 6'7" Jamaican, makes history at the Paris Olympics, setting an Olympic record en route to gold for Jamaica in the men's discus throw. Yes, today on Lead Story, we'll discuss that golden moment, that gold medal performance, and look broadly at how Jamaican athletes have fared so far at the games of the 33rd Olympiad. That's the story. Let's start the show. Welcome to Lead Story on this Golden Wednesday, August 7, 2024. My name is George Davis, and if you are feeling morose, if you're feeling rather moribund about how things in Paris were going, then you had a reason to snap out of your stupor, because Roger Stona stunned the world when he landed the discus at 70 meters in that enthralling discus final to land gold for Jamaica, and in the process break the Olympic record at 70 meters and give the country reason to cheer. Paris is alive and kicking from a Jamaican perspective after days of disappointment. Several of our big stars failing to turn up for their events because of injury, and then in other events where we expected a medal, it not quite coming to fruition. And although we appreciated the four we had before Roger's golden moment, really and truly, it is something else when you know that you have reason for Paris, the stadium, the Stade de France, to stand and listen as the Jamaican anthem is played, and Roger Stona is the man who will cause that to happen at these Paris Olympic Games. All right, so I'm very, very, very happy. Unbridled joy is the feeling right now. And so the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, not wanting to miss out on the moment, he shared a congratulatory message hailing Roger Stona on his historic performance.
I want to congratulate Roger Stona on winning gold in the discus at the Olympic Games in Paris. This is the first time that a Jamaican has won the discus at the Olympics. Roger has done his family proud, and he has brought tremendous joy to our country. Indeed, he has reminded the world that Jamaicans are resilient people. We are talented people, and we are capable of not only doing well on the track, but we also shine brightly in the field events. We are proud of you, Roger, and we celebrate your major achievement.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness toasting the performance of Roger Stona just a moment ago with that voice message. And not to be left out, the opposition leader, Marlon Gayle, he also added his voice to the chorus of praise for Roger Stona.
I wish to extend hearty congratulations to Roger Stona on his remarkable achievement at the Paris Olympics. Roger's gold medal win in the men's discus with an Olympic record-breaking throw of 70 meters marks a significant milestone in Jamaica's rich athletic history. Roger's dedication, perseverance, his courageous self-belief, and exceptional talent have brought immense pride to our nation. It is indeed wonderful to see the broadening out of Jamaica's prowess across so many different categories of athletic events. This success has been years in the making, with 3 dedicated coaches taking it on as a labor of love. Their hard work has produced results at the junior level, and now, for the first time, medals at the senior level, a phenomenal achievement. In reflecting on the 2024 Games, it's essential now that we think about consistent support for field events, which have often not attracted corporate sponsorship. These events have really delivered for us so far in these games. Continued investment and support are crucial to maintaining and building on this phenomenal success. I also wish to extend congratulations to the entire Jamaica Olympics team currently representing us in Paris. Your hard work, determination, and outstanding performances continue to inspire and uplift all Jamaicans. We are immensely proud of each and every one of you. May God bless you and keep you healthy and safe, and enjoy the rest of the Olympic Games.
That's the opposition leader, Mark Jefferson Golding. Well, just to put this in context before I introduce my guests, Roger Stona not only broke the Olympic record, but in winning the gold medal, he beat off the challenge of the man who set the world record only in April this year, Nicholas Kendall. The fact is, I'm so overjoyed. You don't understand. It was such a depressing games for Jamaica from the medal perspective. Sherika out, Shelley and Fraser Price out, the men in the 200 not quite cutting it. Kishane caught on the line by Noel Lyles. So I'm just even, it's rare that I can't get my words together, but you just need to understand the scale of the excitement that I'm feeling. He beat off Daniel Stahl, who was the defending Olympic champion. He beat off the 2022 world champion, the man called Che from Slovenia. He beat the Australian, who many said if it was not the gold medal favorite, if it was not the usual suspects who would win the gold medal, then it would be Matthew Denny from Australia who would get it. He beat all those guys on his way to an Olympic record performance. And of course, the gold medal favorite had broken the Olympic record on his second throw. And then on his fourth throw, Roger Stona produces the magic moment. I'm very, very happy, and I hope all Jamaicans understand the context of what we witnessed today over there in Paris. Well, let's talk now to one of the men who helped to guide him in his formative years, Marlon Gayle, and of course, Nick Maitland. He is a freelance sports journalist. He is based in Are you in Barbados, Nick, just to make sure? There you go. You need to enable your microphone. I can see you acknowledging, see you speaking, but I can't hear anything from you. Hearing you now. Hearing you now. All right. And Nick Maitland, Nick Maitland, Marlon Gayle, good afternoon. Welcome to the lead story.
Good afternoon.
Good. Let me start with you, Marlon. Describe your feeling when you saw Roger in the cage for that fourth throw, and you heard the roar, and then you saw the disc land at that magical point.
Trust me, it's one of those moments that we have been waiting for years. From the junior years working with Roger, we always spoke of these moments, and he always tell me about some of the things that he wants to do and so forth. And today was just the day for that moment. We have had many mishaps. He has had many mishaps throughout his junior year and so forth. But this was the perfect time to enter the 70 meters club, and also with an Olympic record. You couldn't ask for more.
Talk to me about some of those development issues that he had coming through. The discus is not an easy event on the body, but he's built like a tank, built to do the discus. But surprisingly, he doesn't carry the bulk that a typical discus thrower carries. He's a much leaner guy relative to those guys. So talk me through the development issues that he would have overcome, and why is it that there was no temptation to put bulk onto his big frame to make him look like the typical discus thrower?
Well, it's a part of my philosophy. If you never had that sort of somatotype, that body type, then of course there's no need for you to gain fat. Fat doesn't move the body, the muscles move the body. So that has always been a part of my philosophy. If I have athletes who would have come with that sort of built, then of course the necessary modifications will take place over time, and hopefully you'd encourage them when they move on to college to follow that sort of routine. Roger is one such athlete that came at 6'4", a little bit slimmer than that, but had the scope to achieve so much. He has had and still has a lot of room to improve in. So over the years, we would have worked on that with patience, because Roger coming at 6'4" could not do a full squat because of where he was in terms of his development. And we waited until it was the appropriate time for him to really engage in those, because there are markers you can look at. And I think his transition from high school to university definitely was the appropriate time for him to engage in those sort of events. So, I mean, sometimes we have that sort of anxiousness towards wanting to achieve it too early, but everything is a process, and I think he understands himself a whole lot more now that he also has moved on to the coaches that are guiding him now. I mean, I could be more proud.
So just to be clear, you had him in high school?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Just to be clear, Marlon, you had Roger first in high school. That's where you met him first.
No, well, I don't take the credit. I wasn't the one that identified.
Yes.
He is a past student at Rossi's High School. He used to be coached by Coach Miles. I would have met him or seen him at Champs. He was poised. He was ranked, or better yet, expected to win the Class 2 discus at the time. He did a terrible job. So I was at another event. I was passing, and I just saw him. He dropped the implements and he just started crying. So I sent my assistant coach at the time, who played a key role in his development, Glenford Watson, just to talk to him and console him, you know. And Glenford and him had that sort of conversation, and then that's kind of how we started talking, because I saw a Facebook invite the following evening, and we started talking. You know, I spoke to him about the moment. He appreciated that, because we never knew each other. That was the first time I saw him competing, coming from Rossi's. And that's pretty much how the journey started at St. Jacob High School. He was always hardworking, focused. He knew what he wanted. To be honest, I never had any major issue with him as a coach. What I needed to do, and I did, was be patient in terms of how he was developing and the things that were appropriate to him at the time. And part of what made that possible was the opportunities created by GC Foster College of Physical Education and Sport, help him fine-tune his technique, to help him work on key areas of his development. The now principal, Mr. Murray, for giving me that opportunity. And members of staff who supported him while he would have, I would call it lesson class, so to speak. He would spend those extra hours at GC stuff fixing those things that we couldn't fix when we would have had a larger group working with. But as I said before, tremendous young man, model student, also former captain of the St. Jacob Boys track and field team. So he understands what leadership is, and he understands what he needs to do in these championships. Because I can tell you also, you might not see it, he doesn't like to lose.
Wow, I'm stunned by the fact that you've acknowledged so many individuals by name who have played a role in Roger Stona's development. There are many people who would come and try to take all the credit and look like the wisest guy in the room.
I would never do that. I'm always the kind of person who highlight everyone who would have played a role. I mean, we have an institution such as St. Jacob that would have his education, continued guiding him, molding him into the young man that he has become. He is a monster now, a good monster, of course, of a man, because he understands clearly what he needs to do. He knows where he's at in life. And remember also, he's multi-talented.
Yes.
I mean, he plays other events sport.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes, and he was one of those charismatic team captain.
Yes.
He would be hurdling some events to encourage the hurdlers, come to high jump.
Yes.
He finds the tap, and he's never behind when it comes on to his academics, as far as I know.
Yes, here on that.
What balancing academics with athletics, And as I said before, I'm modest too.
We'll have to take the break, Marlon. Excellent report on Roger Stona, the early days, the Olympic champion, Olympic record holder, Jamaica's sole gold medal at these Paris Games so far. And Marlon Gayle says he is a monster of a competitor, but a highly intelligent young man and a gentleman in every sense of the word. More after the break, where we hear from Nick Maitland, his perspective on how the Caribbean has gone so far at these Paris Olympic Games.
The time by Grace. Taste that moves you is
6:45.
What's your story? What's your sign? We're dreamers. Don't care what people say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive.
Hi, I'm Celine Gordon, host of Holy Road.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy John Mark Wigan, host on the show Holy Road. Listen, people need to know what's happening in the churches and in ministry in all of Jamaica. It's an absolute blessing. We're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM. See it happen. All right, guys, the news is in. You are loving MTM on CVM.
And for those who don't know, we are the Mitchells. I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tammy.
And you can come along with us on our journey every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Right here, you can see it happening on CVM TV.
Yeah, MTM on CVM.
See it happen, man. CVM man. MTM man. CVM man. See it happen, man. CVM man.
You're the sugar to my tea. Meet the Mitchell family.
Welcome back to a lead story here on CVM TV. We're toasting a golden moment. Roger Stona winning Jamaica's first gold medal at these Paris Olympics with an Olympic record throw in the men's discus, landing the implement at 70 meters dead to win the event, and in doing so break an Olympic record set only moments before by the Lithuanian Mykolas Alekna, 21 years old, whose father Virgilius had set the previous Olympic record at the Athens Olympics in 2004. His son broke it on his second throw at these Paris Games before Roger Stona went better than that record mark. He set the new mark now at 70 meters and then hold off all the competition to nab gold for himself and for his country. Nick Maitland, I'm coming to you now because I can tell you that before the gold medal today, Jamaicans were collectively downbeat, very downcast about their fortunes at the Olympics. We celebrated St. Lucia and Julian Alfred with the gold medal in the 100 and the silver in the 200. We cheered for Thea Lafond in the triple jump for women, Dominica's first Olympic medal and a gold at that. But we were collectively depressed. And even though there were emancipation and independence celebrations rather on Tuesday, we were still not feeling good as we wondered what ill will, what bad luck had befallen our athletes in Paris. And then this. I say this to ask you your reaction to this gold medal performance by Roger Stona, and to say to you that I'm certain when you thought of the medals that Jamaica would win in Paris, you did not factor in a medal of any color in the men's discus.
Indeed, George, and let me respond to that little soliloquy that you just made. Certainly, this has been an up and down, topsy-turvy Olympic Games for Caribbean nations, especially Jamaica, my beloved Jamaica, I must say as well. Belated independence celebrations to you guys. It's been really topsy-turvy from the beginning with I want to say the pollution of the river and how the condition of the river was stopping some Barbadian athletes from competing, and just a lot of controversy during these games. Remember, it was a lot of controversy around the opening ceremony as well. So the games have not really gone well in every aspect you would have wanted, and certainly for the Jamaicans, it hasn't been the medal haul that you would expect from a Jamaican team at the Olympics. So that has been kind of the bittersweet part of it. The bittersweet as well was, as you mentioned, Julian Alfred and some other persons putting on for the Caribbean, getting first medals for some Caribbean nations as well. So you have to balance the rough with the smooth, I guess. But to get the gold medal in the discus this evening has been a tremendous effort from him to break the record that was just broken. I mean, the pressure that he must have been under to take a throw, knowing that the record was broken and is a family thing as well. It must have been some pressure, but Stona came through and got the gold medal. So hopefully for Jamaica, this is a watershed moment, and more gold medals, more medals in general can start to come your way.
Yes, indeed. And although we'll focus in the time we have on CARICOM and the performance so far, because that performance has been creditable, we must acknowledge that on Thursday, Puerto Rico is set to win a medal with the defending champion going in the women's sprint hurdles, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who looked awesome in the semifinals today. And of course, we're talking about other Caribbean athletes who are poised for big things. Shanae Williams has a lane in the final of the women's 400 meters, the outstanding Barbadian, the reigning Commonwealth champion, who of course trains here in Jamaica, so that's likely to happen. The Dominican Republic have Marilady Paulino, the favorite in that flat 400. So the Caribbean is well poised to continue winning medals. But let's talk about what we already have in the bag, Nick. And as we said, St. Lucia, brilliant 2-medal burst from Julian Alfred in the prime events at any Olympics, the sprints 100 and 200. Then Thea Lafond with a fantastic performance, 15.02 to win the triple jump. And also Lyndon Victor, you should have seen me cheering for him as he competed in the decathlon with that bronze medal. So all in all, CARICOM have had a decent Paris Olympic Games with, of the usual suspects, Nick, only the Bahamas yet to register on the medal table insofar as Caribbean nations who punch above their weight consistently at the Olympic Games.
Yes, as I said, you have to balance the easy going with the rough going, the rough with the smooth, and where you may have fallen down, where you would have expected to done better. There are some Caribbean countries who've come up and stamped their name, and in a lot of field events and in a lot of events that you would not have regularly seen them. You would not have regularly seen St. Lucians in the flat sprints, Dominicans in the jumps as well. So to be able to even though you're not competing and performing in the regular events, usual events, to be able to spread your wings and to be successful in other events on the Olympic stage as well says a lot about the development and the programs going on in the Caribbean. As you mentioned, we're still poised to win some more. And as we said, we wanted some more, but we're still poised to get some more. Shade Williams is the hope of all of Barbados. I'm not exaggerating at all. She's the first Barbadian to reach an Olympic final since Obadeli Thompson in 2000, I believe. So the hopes of all Barbadians are behind her, and she ran very well, under 50 seconds in the semifinals. She will run out of lane 2, I suspect, for the final on Friday, and all of Barbados will be waiting with bated breath to see what Shade does. Based on the times, she doesn't have, I think she has the 6th fastest time or the 7th fastest time coming into the final, so it will take an almighty effort for her to really get up there and pull off a bronze medal at the least. But we are all backing her and all still backing Paulino, even though she will represent DR, Dominican Republic. We are still wanting the Caribbean influence to be there on the podium when all is said and done. So still some more medals to come, but definitely Barbados, everyone, all in this 166 square miles will be supporting Shade Williams.
Yeah, and when you look at those who haven't competed, Nick, it's a story of what could have been. Sherika Williams, a fit Sherika Williams, would have been a medal winner in both the 100 and 200 meters for women, without a doubt. But she, of course, the story is told of what happened to her. Shelley Ann Fraser-Price, at her best, is a medalist in the 100 meters, without a doubt. But of course, we know what happened to her. Shawnee Miller-Weibo, we were told that she was nursing a hamstring injury, wouldn't report for the mixed 4x4, but then we saw her take her place in the heats of the 400 meters, but her race didn't last very long, pulled up on the backstretch. Then Stephen Gardner from the Bahamas, the defending Olympic champion in the 400 meters, same story for him, didn't turn up for the start of his race. So alongside those who have competed and have done well for us are several big names, top athletes who haven't competed at these Olympic Games because of injury. So as you say, bittersweet could be extended to say it's a story of what could have been had those names I mentioned actually been able to perform.
Certainly, and for the fan engagement as well, the fans want to see their favorite athletes competing, and I think that took away from a bit of the fan engagement, a bit of the maybe the buzz in the stadium to have the big names not there. I heard someone mention to me that this was the best year for Julian Alfred to do the sprint double. Unfortunately, fortunately, Gabby Thomas, the world leading 200-meter runner, she took the gold. But this was the best year, it was said, for Julian Alfred to get that sprint double because of Sharika's absence. So a lot has gone into, we've missed a lot with some big names not being there. But as I said, the good thing about it is we have some other persons who shine now and that we are now looking forward to in future track and field seasons because of their performance at the Olympics. So it bodes well for the Caribbean that we have this big talent pool emerging. But of course, we want to see our favorites, and it's unfortunate that we couldn't.
Yeah, and my producer is telling me about a Cuban who is a 5-time gold medalist in this game in the wrestling. But I'm saying to myself, well, we're focusing on CARICOM and the Dominican Republic, which makes up CARIFORUM. And if we're CARICOM biased, you can understand why, because of language and the shared culture and the fact that the Caribbean, the English-speaking Caribbean, is really one. I also want to note, Nick, before we go, that there were some Caribbean athletes who ran well in finals but did not get a medal. And I'm talking about Kirani James, who ran very well, a sub-49 in the 400 meters, no medal for him, and Jareem the Dream Richards, who produced a national record for 4th in that same 400 meters final. Outstanding running from two top Caribbean men, just falling short of medals, but giving the Caribbean reason to smile nonetheless.
Indeed so, and it's really unfortunate that only 3 persons really get the shine. And really and truly, one person gets the shine at the end of a race, and we kind of forget about the national records, the personal bests that are made even in these finals. And it's really important to note them as well. And Kirani has been a gold medalist, silver medalist, and a bronze medalist in this event. He's really read over the event at the Olympic level, at the world level. So he'll be a little bit disappointed, as all of Grenada will be, but he is a hero in their eyes. He's a hero in my eyes. And certainly his running in the final, not up to what we expect from him, but still he's up there competing, and we're glad to see that. And all the personal bests, all the national records, we salute you, because we know it wasn't easy, and still we have a great Caribbean product to look forward to for future athletic seasons.
Short question to close out for you now, Nick. What has been your moment of these Olympic Games so far?
It might sound cliche, but the moment has really been that men's 100-meter Noah Lyles coming in a minute, because I thought for sure Jamaica had another gold medal, because I obviously root for Jamaica in most things, but I really thought Jamaica had another gold medal. And I even saw Noah Lyles congratulating Kishane at the end. So I was like, yeah, Kishane got it here, but I mean, 500ths of a second is 5,000. Some crazy. Yes. Action like that. I mean, that is the beauty of sport. That is the glory, really, of the Olympic Games. And really and truly, that's been my moment of the game so far.
5,000th of a second is like splitting a hair follicle into 16 strands.